just read the admin chat.
He is the Warriors chief. Adam's got the takes that'll roast like it's beef. Coach extraordinaire, yeah, Jason's on the mic. Seat four's wide open, who's rolling in tonight? It's the Racing Line, Tuesday's prime for sim talk, pace, and weekend warriors time. Strap in tight, now hear that whine. Engines up, it's time for the Racing Line. It's the Racing Line, Tuesday's prime for sim talk, pace, and weekend warriors time. Strap in tight, now hear that whine. Engines up, it's time for the Racing Line. It's the Racing Line, Tuesday's prime for sim talk, pace, and weekend warriors time. Strap in tight, now hear that whine. Engines up, it's time for the Racing Line. It's the Racing Line, Tuesday's prime for sim talk, pace, and weekend warriors time. Strap in tight, now hear that whine. Engines up, it's time for the Racing Line. It's time for the Racing Line. It's the Racing Line, Tuesday's prime for sim talk, pace, and weekend warriors time. Strap in tight, now hear that whine. Engines up, it's time for the Racing Line. Racing Line, for the Racing Line. Yeah, for the Racing Line. Woo! Stevie leads the charge, he is the Warriors chief. Adam's got the takes that'll roast like it's beef. Coach extraordinaire, yeah, Jason's on the mic. Seat four's wide open, who's rolling in tonight? It's the Racing Line, Tuesday's prime for sim talk, pace, and weekend warriors time. Strap in tight, now hear that whine. Engines up, it's time for the Racing Line. It's the Racing Line, Tuesday's prime for sim talk, pace, and weekend warriors time. Strap in tight, now hear that whine. Engines up, it's time for the Racing Line. Stevie leads the charge, he is the Warriors chief. Adam's got the takes that'll roast like it's beef. Coach extraordinaire, yeah, Jason's on the mic. Seat four's wide open, who's rolling in tonight? It's the Racing Line, Tuesday's prime for sim talk, pace, and weekend warriors time. Strap in tight, now hear that whine. Engines up, it's time for the Racing Line. It's the Racing Line, Tuesday's prime for sim talk, pace, and weekend warriors time. Strap in tight, now hear that whine. Engines up, it's time for the Racing Line.
appreciate your time, Frank. This gentleman has done wonders for sim racing, the real world racers that come into sim racing or go back and forth. Frank's responsible to get some guys out on track. So without further ado, Mr. Frank Swartz, Grass Paddock Motorsports, tell us what you do.
What do we call this thing? The Raycing Line. I'm all out of sync. We got more people to deal with this week than what I'm used to. So thanks to my co-host, Jason, for joining us. Adam's back this week. And as you can see, we got a fourth sitting here. Megan Oversheet is already joining us to help us do some reviews and stuff. So thank you, Megan.
Let's go, Megan.
And help us. Good evening, Greg.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Hey, we're just getting ready to review the spec racers, and since we had an announcer in the waiting room, we thought we'd go ahead and bring you in.
Well, thank you very much.
There he is.
Hey, we got him.
Hey, Jason, we got you this time.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for having me.
We won't talk about the other.
Our special guest for the evening, Mr. Dave Ogburn, and for Dave to introduce you to these two knuckleheads, you got.
Great to see you, Thor. Welcome to the fourth chair and the podcast this week.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It feels surreal, like finally being able to talk to you guys. You know, I've been in this week for like 2-3 years, and yeah, finally face to face.
Yes, our first guest.
Yeah.
Spot now, Jeff. So, welcome, Mr. Jeff Jacobson. Again, great to have you here. Thanks for taking some time out to join us. We get to some fun part. That's why you're here, Jerry. This is our guest segment after the reviews. So thanks for sitting through with us. And
that was fun.
And
thanks.
Yeah, it's some good racing. So, well, first of all, we gotta say thank you to Trenton for taking time to come join us. He's one of the hardest working guys I know, and you can look there in the shop behind him and get an idea of what he does. So, as everybody sees, we've got Darren Ganji, and if you didn't know already, he is Mr. Sim Motion, where you can get all your sim rigs and equipment and everything. He's also the sponsor of that league we were just talking about.
Okay, go ahead.
Mr. Sean Ambrose, we go back forever, back to the very early beginning days of the Weekend Warriors, when it was broadcasted on another broadcast, GSRC, I don't mind saying it. Very good to us, and Sean was one of the producers, announcers, always great to talk with.
So, Mr. Edgar Sancinelli, Weekend Warrior, Frito Sport Racing. I don't know what all you do, but great to have you join us tonight, Edgar.
Yes.
I'm not saying shit. Oh, yeah, I literally. Whatever,
Yep,
I give up.
there you go.
I know you've had a mute for me.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, when you
Yeah.
it's for the views when Adam and you were there. I mean, it's
Yeah, it's
jeez.
Oh, yeah.
And welcome, everybody. Episode 39 of the Racing Line. Great to see all of our friends in the chat already. Mr. Guido, I got something for you.
Oh no, we found the soundboard already. Already. It took 10 seconds.
And gotta welcome in Mr. Dan Styczynski today.
Hey.
Great to see you, Dan. Thanks for taking time to join us, bud. Really appreciate you. Looking forward to some good stories and background and all kinds of stuff that you do.
Hell yeah.
Busy week, huh, guys?
Oh
Yeah, so busy we forgot to take away your soundboard privileges on this Discord. I think. I'm not going to say Adam and I had a discussion about that, but we might have had a discussion about that.
Yeah, quickly,
And,
Stevie. We were hanging out. When was that? Like 2 or 3 days ago, I think.
Yep.
And he said, "Stevie's like that little kid that finds something and just keeps doing it." When it comes to the soundboard, it's just something fun to do. But yeah, it is a busy week. We've got a lot going on. Obviously, week 13 means there's not that many official races going on, but there almost every league that that you're a part of, or Weekend Warriors, for instance, they're all doing some type of special Week 13 thing. So it may not be a busy week in officials, but a busy week on iRacing, to say the least, if you're in a league somewhere.
Yep.
And as Grider pointed out, go and update your system now.
Yes.
When you don't need it.
Exactly. Especially with all the new, by the way, iRacing updates dropped today. And not only did they fail to optimize the game again, they added more graphics stuff. So if you have any types of graphics issues already, or a slow-running PC that can barely run iRacing, might want to look into getting it updated this week. That's a good point from Grider there.
I heard they dropped all the pre-programmed league sessions.
Yeah,
I can't talk.
I found that out. Unfortunately, one of my drivers in XSLR sent me a message, and I said, "Are you blanking kidding me?" Because those, as you know, Stevie, those take a long time to set up. So, any league owner that's out there, make sure go in there, check your league sessions. If you have any scheduled league sessions, make sure they're still there, because XSLRs are not. So I know what I'm doing after the podcast tonight.
Yeah. All right. JG, back with us. Got some highlights for us?
Yes, sir. We've got we had some great racing over the weekend to round out our season 25 S2. Starting with the Formula V's at Oran Park, one of my favorite tracks on the service. Managed to put in a really good lap in quali. I was pretty happy with that one. Put it on pole and then immediately blew the start.
And there's some bunny hops going on a little bit farther in the back. Someone got some airtime at the back row of the grid, but it's a hectic start in the front of the field. Look at Guido Morzuki trying to sweep around the outside of Tortello. Down into turn
yeah, Tor was. I needed to finish P3 to clinch it. Tor won.
This is a fight for the championship and the race leads.
And if I didn't, then it would be close.
Down under the overpass.
This track is so hard to drive when you're not side by side, so I can only imagine.
It's such a technical track. And
yeah,
like that one that we race very often.
That I believe you can see the 211 car, and that's Kurt Nunez.
Front here looks like we're still pretty close into T1.
Yeah, I feel like
our best passing opportunity.
At least one of the leagues is there every season.
Side going through this
yeah, I think it's been a while since the V's have been there.
Oh, absolutely.
This might be the one that got replaced.
It's going to get real fast as we see them going 3 wide with Lippy, deciding not to let them play ball there. And that's exactly what I would do if I was Lippy. I'd be putting the pressure on, not letting these two get away.
Still side by side.
Jeez, I didn't realize how close you two were right there, man.
Oh, I did.
Wow.
I haven't watched my recording yet, but I think I might have said something about that.
You maybe want to try and avoid it because it can end in tears, but that does mean Tortello ain't got to look for it down the inside.
Taking different lines through there.
Thor needed a win, and Jason needed to have a strong third or better.
Yep.
So you knew it was going to be a hellacious battle.
Did Tor also need like the bonus points? Or
fight, and then shortly after that, you'll have Brewster to gas.
He needed some bonus points, yeah.
Cars with you as well. And that's just going to make things more difficult. So we'll see how it happens here. As the
was that Michelle that just barely avoided him back there?
Right.
He didn't avoid
yeah. Watch this.
Let's see in the
Oh my gosh.
Go, Michelle. Look,
but she somehow got a 4X from that.
Well,
yeah, that's going to happen. But
that doesn't matter.
The thing is, she didn't die.
Exactly. I did not see that.
So tricky to try and nail
Ninja
down.
move.
I'm curious if it may be right on board with Raphael Lippi.
He's the ninja.
Section, I'm curious.
No, that's Andrew Love.
Yeah.
I don't know how he avoids as much as he does.
That's definitely true.
At the end of this race, it's good to get
yeah,
some moves
poor
done.
Michelle.
Turn number 1
save.
That's Raphael Lippi.
Good. Wow, what a save.
In that battle.
Got a little gap from Nate.
And just hope they can have the time to reel in that gap between themselves and their drivers a little bit farther up the road. As down into turn number 2, that's Tolo trying to hold on to the race lead. Raphael Lippi going up in the air and making contact with Jason Green. Oh man,
Jason wasn't
I'm not
done
sure
yet.
If that came across.
Yeah, that was
when that
the undoing of my race for sure.
Across the camera. You could probably tell that I got a little bit jump scared when I saw that going down. You can see that contact being made side by side, racing Raphael.
It's a little too close. And lock the wheels.
Yep.
Lippi's really going to lose out on that one, unfortunately. Jason Green lost a bit of time. He might be able to recover some of that, but he's kind of back in the pack now, fighting with Colacio and And
Probably
Brewster
could
had
have,
actually a rather large pack forming behind him here.
Could have caught up a little bit to Tor and Guido, but
I think they're just working together to get away from you guys.
yeah, I mean they weren't leapfrog or anything, so I think I had a little bit of a pace advantage in Tor. I might have been able to close it up, but not with the pack battling behind me, especially not when the red car gets in front of me.
Tor knew exactly what he needed going into this race, I think. So that
there's contact yet again.
Didn't help much.
Raphael Lippi and Jeff Jacobson coming to blows out of turn number 3.
Poor Raphael got 2 at the same incident a little bit. I think.
Yeah, neither of them are really his,
Mistakes happen, and there's a little bit of
unlucky.
drama at a racetrack that was a bit of an unknown. Guido Marzuki may find himself in a very similar spot here today, and perfect time for me to raise that color point as we add him 2x2 down into turn 2.
Oh, the contact.
That was so close. I don't know how.
I'm not sure if you caught that. He just
that was okay.
Turn number 1 and 2. That's some close quarter stuff. That's Jason.
Bonk.
Oh, no,
I knew it.
Brewster and Nate Coliseo coming to blows.
Maybe Jim just kind of.
But now my issue is
let's have a quick
Nate
look.
and Raphael both ended up
T1 here.
together
Trying
behind me. It's like,
Jim's
I am
keeping
not
it
going to
nice
try
and
to
tight.
fight
Touch
them.
the
I'm just
outside
going
a
to
little
let these
bit.
two go by.
Big sharp cut
It's
down.
just
So
a matter of time.
If he drops down like a rocket, Tullo remains.
Yeah, Nate came down a little bit too far.
Yeah, it's probably a little bit frustrated.
I don't think any of us, including himself, expected heading into the season. 3 drivers weaving down the start-finish straightaway.
So last lap, I'm in 5th. I need to be in 3rd.
Frost in the middle of that. Frost making his return to the series. He's now got a
It's so difficult to make passes when you're in a train.
Yeah.
If you're the 3rd car, it's very, very difficult.
Moran is just difficult to pass on in general.
Oh, big understeer.
A little bit wide out of turn at number 6 there as well.
Guido's right there, but it's still you still need to be perfect to get a run.
It's still Tor.
Yeah.
Around the final turn, he is going to look to try and make it 5 in the last race of the season at Oran Park. Marzuki is close, though, but will he be close enough? Coming right to the line, he won't be. That's Tortello grabbing the race win here at
So
Oran
what's
Park.
the
Guido
handcuff
Marzuki
for
going to
Tor
finish
for
in P2.
next
He's got
season?
railroad
He did one less race and it doesn't matter.
We're going to add 2 kilograms of weight to his car.
Racer, and Jason Green going to finish in 4th. Now, whether or not that's enough for the championship, we will report for you here in a couple of moments. Only 2 retirements from the start to the finish. As here's the jumping shenanigans from Green up in the air. He goes, leaping over the racetrack, and he did not long
One of the best
there.
jumps.
Oh, Michelle Lynn did. Holy cow, she's tumbling.
Yikes.
No, not a mute. Mute your Discord notification.
Oh, yes. Of course it didn't turn on again.
Bang, there he goes. Lawn darts in, tumbles about
Brian
5
Hansen
or
had
6 times here.
had the best jump there.
Still going.
That's some gymnast behavior as he
Lovely,
will not stick the landing, lands on top of his head.
So yeah, Tor, another win. It's 5 wins out of 8 races. Yeah, one more. I can't say enough good things about the guy. He's obviously a very, very fast driver. Also a great guy to race against, and just a great guy in general to talk to and everything like that. So yeah, let's go Tor. Fantastic season, even though he only had 8 races. Managed to clutch the championship by 1 point. So yeah, I mean that's a huge achievement from him. Yeah, and I think his total margin of victory across all those 5 wins was something like 0.4 of a second.
Yeah. Crazy.
So it's not like he was running away with him either, which you can't do most of the time in the V's. So yeah, to get 5 wins out of that, said during my interview after the race, yeah, it's just testament to his racecraft and his driving ability to be able to pull out 5 wins, with the 0.4 margin of victory. It's not at that point. It's not just luck.
No.
Or
So yeah,
is he
just
just
go
through
toward
with everybody?
Yeah.
Just keeping you there to keep it interesting, make it look interesting.
Scott Brailer gets the Spec 2 win, finishing in 3rd, and Jim gets the Masters victory in 6th. Michelle manages to avoid the anvil, finishes in 7th, and we'll see in a little bit how that turned out for her in the championship. But let's go.
Small from the
But
Ford
about to
field.
get the green flag for
Yeah,
the final time this
I can
season.
understand
That
why.
pace car's made the turn down pit lane, the green flag's down, the drivers are on their way.
Donington in the
Joyner getting
rain,
off to a flyer,
and
but Daniel Tufts has
it was
as
raining
well.
the
They're gonna be
entire
side by
time, as
side
you could
down
tell
into
on the
turn
track.
number 1. Tufts
The track
crowding him
state
down
and
to
the
inside,
raindrops in the
trying to make
foreground there.
something work. He's on the prowl for a championship, but he hits the curb on corner
Yeah,
exit.
running a little
That's gonna
wide
be a
there.
sketchy moment from Daniel Tufts. Did he keep that car going in a straight line? He did. He remains in
Going down this
P2.
hill 2x2 is sketchy in the dry, let alone in the wet.
Car, and we continue on with the race. Oh, there's a spin.
Ooh, and that is big off-track moment, and that's Sean Doyle, your championship contender, with a big off-track moment. That's heading down into McLean's, and it looks like he's beat shit. You can see the gravel getting picked up as more drama. That's Daniel Tufts spinning his way through turn number 8.
Yeah, that's and gave him a chance.
As you can see,
Yeah.
Doyle losing it in the spray up the hill, down into turn 7. The edge of that race car.
Yeah, and he got beached a little bit as well in the gravel, I think.
He hit the curb, hit the grass, and then around he goes.
Got away with it in turn 1, but not through there.
Same area of the track, I think.
That's the old hairpin.
Overcooks it a little bit.
Just loses the rear, gets in the grass, and can't quite recover it.
He heads his way down the backstretch into the S's.
Just to give an idea of how difficult the track conditions were.
Doyle looking through.
Oh,
He
yeah.
hit the puddle on the inside, turn number 9, and loses it. So take a look at this 3-car pack involving Soren Garrett in 5th, Josh Wilkie in 6th, and Daniel Tufts rounding out the top 7.
We've been lucky he hadn't had a
right
rain race
behind him,
in a
as
while.
that's now Tufts trying to get him moved on a Wilkie down the backstretch.
Oh, not through the chicane in the rain.
Have a bit of a sordid history in terms of their
Against
on-track
Wilkie.
battles, but I think Wilkie knows that
Good
Tufts
move.
is in it to win the championship. You know, I think I was quoted during the spec race for Ford. Yeah, oh boy, that was Soren Garrett's with a snap heading his way through turn number 5. That's going to allow Daniel Tufts to draw alongside on the outside down into turn number 7 of McLean's. Will this be a move to jump his way up into the top 5? It
Move from
will
Dan
be in by
Tufts.
4.6 seconds. But in conditions like these around a track like
Here's
this,
Wilkie.
there's no good race car. There's only the
Josh.
Yeah, I think that's right. When we're in the rain,
Good save.
It seems like it just causes a little bit of struggle for everybody. Ooh, Whitsack.
Look at both of them.
Just see the car as it gets light coming down the hill through the crazy
puddles
curves there.
I mean, the problem with this car
just wants to
is
just
it doesn't have the
move
power to
around
be able to
and slide
not
and
drive it
spin.
through the puddle. So you have to
Oh, no,
drive it
and
through the
there's
puddles in
Adrian
some
off on
spots for
left
the
right
lap
there
time.
As we walk by, yep, there we go.
Ooh.
And you see just a little wide in there and just
Good
struggles to
save.
get it back on the track. Curb's not helping.
Yeah, he had that initial snap
Tires
coming out of
might
turn number
not
4,
be
then again
entirely
through
happy yet,
5 with
and
some overcooked
Oh
tires.
my God!
Oh,
Was that
you can
McConnell?
see that right
Yep.
there was a
Great avoidance from
ground
Michael.
moment. If ever you've seen it from Michael McConnell, it was a matter of inches between himself and a race-ending collision. Respect to
Brian
winner
Hurta shell
at the end
car?
of this race, no matter what happens of Dan
Right.
Whitsack, as that's another moment from Garrett, and that's going to be a move from Whitsack, maybe, as he looks around the outside, down into the Melbourne hairpin, about to hit the brakes now, and will it be a move from him? You can see Garrett's overcooking it a bit, and Whitsack
it is.
gonna swap back to the inside. Joyner sets the fast lap of the race last time by, as here comes Whitsack, still trying to make that move stick around, either on the inside of Garrett's or around the outside, trying to find any way in the book to get past him. Oh, now it's heading down into turn number 4, but we're going to take a look at this moment with Garrett's first. I think this is definitely a jinx
The
from
same
me. Yeah, you can
place.
see him just looping it
Same
there.
place that
Didn't even
John
hit the
lost
curb
it.
or anything of the sort, just
Yeah.
losing it in tough conditions, and that's a big hit into the wall. Looks like that left front is broken
Yeah,
off.
it's
Here's a big moment.
it's a sketchy corner in the
Sean
dry as
Doyle's
well because
out.
the car is
Sean Doyle's out of this race, so I think
gets
based
pulled
off
to
of
the
our
left,
math
but you
and
need
the
to go to the
numbers we have
right, so it's
available
very
to us,
tricky
that
to
will just
manage the
about
weight
seal the deal for Daniel
transfer in the
Tufts to
car
be
in
your
the dry, let
champion
alone
in
the wet when
Spec
you have
1
much less
here
grip.
in season 2 of 2025. Happened to see Joyner just on the edge of control.
It's also a
heading
little
his
off
way
camber
down the
there. I
hill,
think that's why.
off into that
Makes it
very
even
same
worse.
section of the racetrack, the old hairpin.
But yeah,
turn
let's
4.
so.
But coming down the hill,
So
out
this is
of
this on the onboard with the end. Just watch the
man,
wheel.
right on
Watch the wheel
point
through
with
this.
Joyner. This is poetry in motion that we're seeing right now. It's peaceful from our
I mean,
perspective,
he's
but
just-
I can imagine for him under the helmet,
Yeah,
it is
just continually.
just terrifying.
Playing with it.
Yeah, he's definitely working.
I remember
wheel,
that
and I think
freaking-
we saw something there.
the water
and
there on the
coming down
left-hand
granite
side.
curves. There's a basically a little stream of water that
Yep.
runs across the track, and I think that's what's catching people out.
I think he's turning
I
left
think
where
they're
he's turning
hitting
right
that,
through this
Yeah.
section.
having a little mini aquaplane.
As well.
Turns
Yeah,
it in
that's-
and then
Moment
things
down
keeps
into
correcting
turn
back.
number 7,
Yeah.
Uh-oh,
and
Jeff.
yet again hits that puddle on the inside. That's the first time we've seen a driver.
Oh my God, it won't
go
stop.
that
Stop,
side
car.
of the door. That is, of all the off-track moments we've seen up to this point, that is probably the smoothest we've had as Daniel Tufts gets that moved on Michael
Tufts
McConnell.
recovering back up to the podium.
So never miss out on the action.
And then immediately
That's
tries to
Daniel
bin it.
Tufts missing out on the apex through turn number
Hang on.
4, and he kept it going. It's a racetrack that is just about.
Oh, hey, it's
him.
Sunny.
Daniel Tufts, pretty much a champion.
Just in time for the race day, and Stevie, good job.
Category here for season 2.
Save it, Dan.
As that was
Somehow
a
keeps it out of the
close
wall.
call from Dan Witzak. Ninja-like.
Yeah, even though it's sunny, it was actually still raining. Look at that. Look at that save.
Oh, man, that's
Play that again.
There, but
I think that needs to be played again, Adam.
Witzak to keep going straight.
So this is Mikey Pollard. He's chasing Ian.
Sorry, a little more. There we go.
On the last lap. He's managed to close up to within a second.
That was a close call from Dan Witzak. Ninja-like reflexes from Witzak to keep that car going in a straight line.
Whoa,
that was man,
great.
So good.
Ninja save.
There, but he's,
So good.
he's under a second, so
Drift
he's making a
City.
charge on the last lap.
Joyner has another trip up. Pollard will be there to pick up.
Where did Pollard come
They
from?
head their way down
He's
into
on the
Melbourne hairpin
charge.
for the final time. You can see how much Pollard
Joyner was
did
5
before.
seconds ahead the
Got
last time I
for
checked.
entry and is
Yep.
still gonna
Yeah,
keep
he
that
gained a little bit in the
momentum rolling.
pits.
I thought that gap was gonna balloon out yet again. Not
But,
close enough
also
to be
in
able to
the-
go for a dive heading
Yeah.
down into turn number 12. Got to hope for a mistake from Joyner, but he's usually calm, cool, and collected. Cool as a cucumber. And for the 5th time this season and rounding it off, Ian Joyner will win this race here at Donington Park. It's Mikey Pollard finishing in P2. It will be a rather peculiar season here in the history of the Formula Ford Weekend Warriors because Daniel Tufts, he's been consistent, he's been calm, and he has been quick. Yet to win a race thus far this season. It's not going to come here, but what he will get instead is a championship win here in season 2 of 2025.
Great job, Daniel.
Tufts is your
Let's go.
Spec 1 champion. Stuff from him as Antonio Reese
Yep,
going to win
consistency
it in the
pays
Masters
off
class.
for sure.
It is
Antonio!
another feather in his cap. Moment's time to win yet again in
But,
Spec
yeah,
2.
but
It was
Antonio with
kind of
his 8th
expected. It sounds
win,
like there's
Masters
some
win of the season, I think,
construction going right behind
along
me,
with
as Dan Witzak
Mr.
will
Dan
win it in
Witzak as well.
Spec 2 in the 413
Although
car.
he was the only Spec 2 driver in the field that we're not gonna. That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He would have still won Spec 2 anyway.
Yep. Yeah, that was. I noticed that. At least for the last couple races that I was in, obviously, the Spec 2 participation in the Formula Fords has dwindled quite a bit, Stevie, compared to the Spec 1. There was one. I can't remember what race I was in. I think it was Mother's Day, and I believe there was 2 of us in the Spec 2 class in there.
Yep.
Yeah, it's been a little thin recently.
All right.
I mean, rain like that will be a bit of a
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah,
Correct.
usually the field is very small whenever it rains.
Quickly here, I don't.
Rain
Go ahead,
plus
Steve.
the week 12 and everybody had
Yep.
already kind of done it. So.
Yep.
Yep.
Quickly here, I don't think we got to go over much here. Congrats, Ian, on the win. Congrats, Daniel, on your Spec 1 win. Dan Witzak with the Spec 2 win, or Spec 1 championship, excuse me. Dan Witzak, I believe, got the Spec 2 championship pretty easily. And Antonio, we don't even got to look at the championship. We don't have to look at the trophies to know that man won that. I mean, he's been up there every week. So congrats, Antonio.
Let's go, Antonio.
All right, on to the SRFs. Things are a little spicier in the championship here.
Well, not really. I think all of the championships were all locked up for this race. So it was all racing.
So real quickly here, let me back this up just a little bit because there's someone we got to shout out before we get into it. You will see a black and green and yellow car up there. 3rd place, outside lane, left lane.
Yeah.
I want to shout out Mr. Brad Cathcart, who made that for JG2.
Yep.
Brad is starting to get into the painting side of things here on in iRacing, so great paint job, Brad.
Bit earlier on this afternoon,
And it was, I would say his liveries have been a good luck charm for me so far.
Warriors to a firm and solid
His
and
paint job
hopefully
and
exciting
Michelle's
collusion.
setups.
The green flags that, and the drivers are on their way. It's a good start from Nazelli. He's going to lead them comfortably down into Hotel, and looks like Eric Luke going to get a good start on Jason Green as well. But Green in the overrun, going to try and get a run on him as contact being made between Jason
Holy
and
cow!
Wilkie down into turn number 1.
Super
That
lucky.
could have ended in tears for the both
Yeah, it
of
was
them,
really,
but
really
Perry
close.
using his spidey senses to keep that car going in a straight line. The falling anvil striking on the hard
no.
charger from the early stages of this race. Let's take a look
Jeffrey.
at him. He heads his way all through this section of the racetrack.
Running a brand new livery, by the way.
Yeah. Speaking of not good luck with liveries. Oh, Jeff.
I was just gonna say,
a little too wide.
pretty much a vast majority of the field rather
Wants
close
to save.
together as that's
That was a
Ozbek
save.
with a slide coming out of turn number 2.
There was a ton of gravel in. Actually, you'll see it a little bit here. Flavio adding to the pile.
Running through the other
But there was a ton of gravel on the exit of that corner from people doing this.
Oh, you can see it
on the track. Yeah. I think it appeared on lap 2. You're going through there. It's like, oh my god, watch out, y'all. There's a ton of gravel.
And the backstretch off into shell curve of turn number 11, and Yanchi gonna get that move.
Sorry, guys, I'm
currently registering a nice 80 degrees Fahrenheit, which is just about perfect for these racers. A side by side for the race lead between Luke and
spicy at the
Nazelli.
front. Eric going
Luke
to
has been waiting
lead
for a long time to try and get a move done, and he finally passes down into turn number 11 and 12.
Quick track next season, so, you know,
well, I mean, we've been saying it. He's like you said, Stevie. He's going to be giving everybody a run for their money if he keeps. I mean, he's progressively getting, and it's not like small steps that he's getting better. It's leaps and bounds.
Zelli making that call to pit.
There got shuffled back a little bit, so he decides to pit. Oh, watch this. I actually did practice this pit entry a lot.
Oh, Jason Green
and I did not do that on purpose.
Pit entrance. He heads his way out of the pit lane. Let's see how it's going to work out for him. Looks like he'll have a cushion between himself and Maurizio Nazelli. There's the gap on pit exit. Green
somewhere around one of these other cars, and we see 2 of them come in now. It's Kabanka and Luke coming into the pits, and Yanchi Lin's going to take over the race.
I believe, but Eric, Luke, and Kabanka, they may be able to jump into a good spot right now. Jason Green going to jump in front of both of them. Luke going to split the
somehow
two between Green
I
and
jumped all those guys. I don't still understand how.
Right-handed turn to get himself back onto the racetrack. It's got to look all right for him.
I'm never
Jason
gonna
Green still there
jump Yanchi though. He's always really good on fuel.
He spent the least amount of time down pit lane out of the top 4, and somehow had the longest pit stop as Jason Green trying to take the race lead from Yanchi Linder side by side through triple down into turn number 6 and 7.
So I tried to pass him here, and
inside line. They head their way up through turn number 7 for the most.
I don't know his intentions behind it, but it definitely destroyed the gap we had.
People behind. As an overall driver, as a Spec 2 racer for the first time, as here comes Jason Green trying to get a move done on Yanchi Lin, who ran wide out of the final turn, and here we go down into Hotel. It's going to be Lin on the inside through the first part, but Green going to have the inside line through part number 2. And will he be able to get this move done? He will potentially be able to do it. He clears him just barely out of the turn. That's the Yanchi Lin, though, still close. Green got
I was not going to risk him sending it on
there. Luke around the outside of Lin.
Yeah, that was a pretty aggressive by Eric Luke there.
Oh God, Eric!
Off in the grass now, so he's going to rejoin and he's going to get passed by Naselli.
Lin, though, running wide yet again out of turn 13. I feel bad bringing this up, but I will have to mention
it's fine.
Having his own running wide action out of the final turn.
I kept it pinned through there. It was really scary.
Flashing our minds back to the Red Bull Ring race about a month ago at this point.
Wow,
Eric
Ron
was involved in the battle, as was Jason and Yanchi Lin. Nazelli, I think, was involved in that racing action as well. And Yanchi ended up picking up a penalty for incident points right towards the end of that race. But he's still going for the move and nearly coming to blows. They touch, heading their way through the turn. Yanchi Lin trying to find any way in the book to get a move done, as here comes Nazelli in the 44.
He's running.
He wasn't going to get inside
with one eye in the mirror.
No, elbows are
just
out.
Trying to keep in front of Lin to keep him from making that run. Because he knows that there's several spots out there that you're going to be able to good.
Oh my God, Jason Green!
Hang on.
He runs wide. He ran wide through turn number 10. He goes through the gravel and goes through the grass. And now Yanchi Lin looking to get a move done on Jason Green into turn number 11. Yanchi Lin going to take the race lead, but now Jason Green still close up to him, looking for a move around the outside into turn number 13. They're going to be taking a white flag here in a couple of moments.
One more lap of racing action
from this race,
and one more lap of racing action from this season. It's a titanic battle involving these top 4. Yanchi Lin and Jason Green, they're close.
some pretty heavy hitters at the top of the field right now going for this win.
Same deal that he had not terribly long ago. The outside through one, now the inside through two. But Yanchi got to look to keep the momentum rolling on the high side. They head their way out of this section for the final time.
Oh my
this was the same bit of racetrack where they.
Oh, Mauricio, don't do it, Mauricio! Oh, jeez.
3 wide down in
I thought for sure he was going to make it through right. I saw him in my mirror.
Not able to make something work as Green and Lynn still side by side at the turn. I think Nazelli, he's not going to be a driver that we can discount out of this battle. As Eric Luke would also be there to pick up the pieces as well. But Green has sideways snapped in the turn. That's going to give Lynn the opportunity to draw back alongside through turn number 6 into 7 right at the very end of the second sector. They touch again out of the turn. Green holding onto that inside line. He gets a move done to Zelli.
Oh my goodness, where did Mauricio come from?
The real question is, so with the checker flag coming out in a few moments time, who's going to be the last race winner from this Spec Racer Ford Weekend Warrior season?
Elbows out,
through turn
Jason.
Number 12. Nazelli there within striking
that's what I was,
distance.
that's what I was doing.
Bit far enough to try and make a move done, but hey, we've seen some heroics from him already in this race. Wouldn't be surprised if we see some more.
Oh my gosh!
Jesus! More drivers go off the track. It's a photo finish at the end of this
completely
race.
missed the breaking point.
Gonna win.
Oh wow!
Jeez, that was amazing. Goodness, what a final lap between.
Fortunately, I managed to give Somebody
going
backwards.
he was involved in that.
Who's driving backwards?
A little bit of contact.
Yeah.
Overall, just fantastic battle.
That was a finish.
And as I saw those drivers running a little bit farther in the back,
even the racing line is on the track, and I completely missed it.
Yep. I see what you did there, by the way, Jason. Good job.
Him as he had to make his way down into that section. Yanchi Lin still holding it on the outside. Green definitely using him up a little bit on corner.
I left him so much.
It was definitely the red mist that these racers were seeing right at the end of that back. And
after they were too wide through the chicane, I thought for sure that I had it.
Faking it to try and make a move done down the
and
inside
then,
into turn number 11. Really not realistic.
Definitely, I saw Maurizio closing up on the back of me here, and I panicked a little bit.
Tried to go for
not gonna lie.
outside down into second to last.
It's like, okay, defend the inside,
on exit. It's actually a little bit slow.
and then just break a little too late, lock up the front left.
Okay.
I wish I could quarter speed this in Discord.
Yeah,
because
it's a little bit wide on exit. It's actually a little bit slow there.
You can see I break slightly later, and I just lock up the left front.
How did you guys all get away with that?
Yeah, well, I saw Maurizio going for the over/under. Yeah, and I knew I wasn't gonna make it to block it off, so I kind of made sure that there was enough room for him. I didn't expect Yanchi to be there though.
Yeah,
we made contact, but I mean Maurizio had to leave room for Yanchi, so
right.
It is it wouldn't have happened if I didn't screw up the corner. So
wow,
definitely don't hold it against them or anything. But yeah, let's go Maurizio. 4th win of the season, and had clinched the championship coming into the race, but it was a great finish to the season for him, getting the race win and the championship as well. Eric had a little bit of an incident on the last lap, watching us a little bit too much, I think. The craziness in front
in the gravel.
Yeah, so fell back a little bit, but yeah, he had race-winning pace. I was kind of surprised to jump him in the pits, to be honest. He was way faster than me, for sure. So yeah, I can't wait till next season to see what he can do.
You're gonna have to deal with him next season for sure.
Yeah. Fritcher getting P6 is kind of. I think he had a slightly slower pit stop, but he was all on pace as well. So let's go for him getting the Masters win. I guess Eric won Spec 2. I always forget. Always look a little further down for the Spec 2 winner, but yeah, let's go Eric. Great Spec 2 win as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Great way to end the season for sure.
Fantastic finish.
All right, so now we have some other stuff. Stevie?
Championships for this whole season. Spec 1 down there in the middle, Mr. Tortolo. Once again,
let's go Tor.
1 point over Jason Green. I mean,
single point. Yeah, I thought we were tied initially when I was doing the math, and then Tor pointed out that I had added it up incorrectly. I thought he had gotten 7 bonus points instead of 8. So yeah, he got the 1 point victory again. Can't say enough good things about the guy. Yeah, it's truly impressive to have one less race and still get the championship. So yeah.
He takes Alien to a different level.
Yeah, he does, especially in that damn car.
The itty bitty level, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
If there's a micro finish, he's going to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Always finds a way to get the win.
Ethan gets on the podium this season. Great job for him. He wasn't that far behind you guys.
Yep. Yeah, he probably could have done a little better, but he had to miss the last 2 weeks of the season. So yeah, still a great season for him as well as and Felix. It was also in the hunt as well, but he had equipment issues, so he's also had to miss the last couple of races, or else he would have been up there for the championship as well. So we definitely had a very, very strong Spec 1 field this season.
Spec 2, Michelle Lynn gets it done.
Let's go, Michelle!
Awesome job, Michelle. She pretty much had that one wrapped up going into the final race. And wasn't it?
You say that, Stevie, but there was a flying V that almost destroyed that chance. So yeah, great job, Michelle. Parvinder still had a chance, like you said, but and then
outside for him.
There's a guy in third place down there.
Yeah. We got Dan there in third.
Him on the podium.
What, baby's making faster, Dan, or what?
Yeah, I'm not. I can't keep up with the people up front. Some tracks I can keep up with Michelle, but I just do a nice, good, clean race. I did 9 races, and 5 of them I had a 1X. So
wow, awesome. Yep, consistency. That'll get it.
Jimbo,
Master, domination. He kind of ran away with that one.
Ann DeGassis takes P2, but yeah, Jim was. I mean, Alan's quick. I mean, I know he's always been quick, but Jim turned it up a notch this season, to say the least. And then Kurt back there trying to pick up the pieces. He was there. I mean, I remember a couple of races I was in. He was always around and competitive, but he must have really turned it up towards the end of the season there to take that P3 in Masters.
Yeah, Kurt was. I think this was his first season running the V's in a while, and he was. He's pretty much very close to being on pace, pretty much straight away. So let's go, Kurt.
Absolutely. All right. Formula Fords.
Formula Fords, Spec 1, and Dan Tufts over Sean Doyle with consistency. Once again, neither one of them had a win. I don't think Michael McConnell had a win either. So the whole podium there was winless, but consistent. So great job there. Spec 2, Dan Witzak gets it done. Paul Jackson, Dustin Meaden. He wasn't around the last half of the season, I don't think, and we didn't have too many Spec 2s.
Yeah.
But he had enough points to just hold on there for the podium.
Yep. Again, Jim, retirement's doing you well, my friend. Jim Brewster takes the Master. This ain't right, Stevie.
What?
Is it? I'm pretty sure Antonio raced.
Where's Antonio?
Yeah. Where is Antonio?
Oh, did I screw that up?
Uh-oh. We'll have to take a look at that, guys. I don't believe Jim won in the Formula Fords. I think Antonio put on a masterclass there.
Yes,
so,
you're right. Antonio dominated in the Formula Fords, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. So, Antonio, congrats. We'll take a look at that. And
so I'm looking at it right now. So Antonio got P1 by about 220 points. So yeah, let's go, Antonio. Domination there. Jeff Webker also had a great season. He was actually in the lead of the Masters in the race for a little bit until he had a couple of. I think it was him that went through the grass that I included in the highlights.
Yes.
But still a great season from him. And then Alan got P3.
Oh, good job, Alan. Great job, actually. So that's obviously 2 podiums for Alan so far. And Spec 1 in the Spec Race to Fords goes to Mauricio Nizelli. JG2. Dude, I don't know if I know you're quick, brother, but nobody was holding the candle to Maurizio this season, man. He was just he was on another level, to say the least.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, and I knew that going in. He's an alien in this car, and in other cars as well. But yeah, he's super, super quick. I was happy to at least at the last two races, I was able to like pull away for a couple of laps, which I can't tell you how shocked and excited I was for that. But yeah, it's most of the time no chance against Maurizio. He's a very, very fast driver, and a lot of fun to race against for sure, and to learn from as well. So yeah, let's go Maurizio. Even though I had we ended up with 4 wins apiece, I think, but even before that, he absolutely killed me on bonus points. So like going into the last race, I had 4 wins. He had 3, but he had still clinched the championship just through bonus points. Because every single race, even his wins, I think for the 3 wins, he had like I don't know 12 or 15 points more than me from those wins than my wins. So yeah. Not only did he win, but he won getting 0 X's, leading the most lap, getting the fastest lap, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So hard to compete with that for sure. Shout out to Joaquin getting the podium on the podium in Spec 1. He's made a huge improvement this season. And most of the time, actually, I was racing him a bunch this season. I felt like so yeah, and him and Eric were battling a lot as well. So yeah. Shout out to Joaquin for a huge improvement from him.
Yeah, speaking of him and Eric, I'm wondering if you were to take Eric and throw him into Spec 1, if maybe he would have beaten Joaquin out, because I know there's a guy in Spec 2 that probably should be classified in the Spec 1 podium, but congrats, Joaquin.
I think he probably would have.
Yeah, Eric Luke takes Spec 2 by, I don't know, 1,000 million points, something like that, to Matt Thompson. Great job, Matt. Share the last name. That's why you're so good at racing, by the way. But Matt Thompson takes Spec 2 with Paolo Brime, rounding out your top 3 in Spec 2. And then the Masters class, you mentioned this, Jason, last week on the podcast. You said, watch out for that man that ended up winning the Masters championship, Jeff Richer, and he did it.
He always seems to do it. It always seems to come from nowhere, in like the last week, and take it. But yeah, I mean, it's not a surprise to me, because he's always fast. So especially at Oschersleben, I expected him to be a little higher, to be honest. In the race, I think he just was a little off in quali, and kind of got stuck in the pack a little bit. But yeah, huge shout out to him for another Masters championship. I can't not shout out to both Tom and Brad though. Been racing with them for a long time. Love racing with them. They make a huge sacrifice to be at those races. It's super early in the morning, so yeah, let's go Tom and Brad. And Brad also made my new livery, so and it's doing a great job on those.
Yeah, you're doing awesome, Brad. That's it's crazy. I mean, Brad was talking to me about making liveries a couple weeks ago, obviously getting into it and stuff, and to see how far he's come in 2 weeks. I mean, to see liveries like that is pretty cool, Brad. Yeah. So, hey, there's a job opening for free. Absolutely no, you're not going to get paid anything, Brad, but come on over and start making some slow motion racing paints for me, will you? Thanks, bud.
Right.
But yeah, great job, Brad, on your top 3 in Masters class. And couple more things that we got to
actually
go ahead
before we move on. I also want to give a shout out to Flavio. He finished P4 in Spec 1. What is that? Just 18 points behind Joaquin, so just off the podium. But he also had a great season as well.
Great job, Flavio. I miss you in the chat. I don't know if you're here tonight, buddy, but if you're watching, I don't see any digs on me. And normally it's you or Guido that does it, and there's only one person digging on me tonight. So great job, Flavio. Now, Stevie.
Yeah, look at that. Next week, or this week, Sunday, our 45th time we've done this, which is, it's crazy to me. I mean, over, 11 years worth? four times a year. So we're going to be doing the V runoffs June sprints since SCCA just had theirs this past weekend. Road America, straight up races, 10-minute warm up, 20-minute open qual, and then Formula Vs are going to go out there and draft each other for 25 minutes. Formula Fords and SRFs for 30 minutes. Entries are looking good. We're over half full with the spec racers and right at the halfway point, 30 or so with the other two classes. So still plenty of open spaces on the grids. Get your entries in. Going to be a lot of fun. This one doesn't have it, but Darren Ganji from Sim Motion has put up $100 gift certificate for each one of the overall winners.
Man, I wish you would have had it this weekend and not next weekend, Stevie.
Yeah, I've got a couple more on the hook, working through some more prizes. Paul Godden, Sim Stickers, has got something in line. I think Greg Hubler with Almeida is trying to work something out with that group. So stay tuned for some more awards and prizes to be given on this one. But it's all about fun. No league membership. Get your friends, get your frenemies, come out, and let's just have some fun. Be some great racing. The same 3 classes we normally have, and the 3 separate races. So it's going to be broadcast as always, slow motion, the 3-hour broadcast Sunday. So we're going to start 10 minutes before that slow motion time for the warm up, 16:50 for the V warm up time. So.
Yeah, it'll be wild for sure. Raced in the iRacing runoffs last October in the Formula Fords, the Vs and the SRFs, and it was wild.
Yeah.
Road America is. Do we know the layout yet, Stevie?
No, not yet. We're voting on whether we have the bend, which is a chicane.
Moto. Yep.
Or it's a chicane that takes out the kink, or if we do the standard layout with the kink. So
cool.
We'll see. It's interesting how this voting's coming along. I'm a little surprised. So
really,
yeah. I went against my better judgment and voted for the bend. Just because I've never actually run it. I always people always tell me it's there, but I can never actually tell where it is when I'm driving past it for the king. So if we end up doing that one, I definitely have to at least run it once just to find where that corner.
You're not going to know until the session goes live.
That's true.
Oh,
That's true.
Great.
Okay.
Wonderful.
So I guess I'll have to do some prep.
So you still found a way to surprise us,
I'm not going
Stevie,
to practice.
even though you're not surprising us anymore. You still found a way to do it.
Yeah, I had to do something.
Awesome. And then one more thing I want to talk about here, guys. Oh, by the way, registration's there. If you just go to I almost said slow motion broadcast, www.rayesportsracing.com. The signups are on the website as well there. So go ahead and go sign up on www.rayesportsracing.com, and I'll be there. So if you guys want to make fun of me for running out of gas, you guys will have plenty of time to do so on Sunday. But moving forward here, slow motion broadcasting, just bear with me here, Jason. Don't say anything yet. Slow motion broadcasting has started to do, they're trying to branch out a little bit, and they're going to start covering some officials. And when I say by them, I mean Ron Mons. Ron is going to be producing and commentating on top splits of all of these races. So if you look down, Ron, this is, I don't think you're in here, Ron, or you would have already said something to me about something. Jason doesn't like your poster. Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm sure. I'm sure Ron tried his, put a ton of effort into it. I almost said tried his best, but I realized how that would sound. Not throwing any shade, just my ADHD brain cannot read the poster. Like I can see pretty much the only thing I can read is the W1, 2, 3, 4, et cetera, and then everything else I can't focus on. So yeah, somebody will have to read it for me. But
so if you look there, basically. It's Formula 3 or Formula C, whatever you want to call that. Week 1's going to be at Imola. And so you guys can go down through that and read that. If you guys are part of any of those, again, Saturday night, all of those times are Eastern time, I believe. So yeah, go ahead and go look through that and take a gander and tune into Slow Motion Broadcasting on Saturday nights, even if you're not racing. Hopefully some of us, Jason, I know I got to get my I rating up a little bit, but I know that we can probably, you might find us in a couple of those on Saturday nights, but yeah, just keep an eye on Slow Motion Broadcasting Saturday nights, trying to fill a time slot that we don't have there. So yeah, Ron, thank you so much for doing this, and good luck to everybody competing, and good luck to Ron. I think it's going to be his first time producing, so don't give him too much crap for it. We can give him as much crap as we want about the poster, because it sucks, Ron. But I know how hard broadcasting is. So thanks, Ron, for doing all that.
I guess it'd be his first time broadcasting on purpose,
Yeah.
and not having to cover it. I guess I don't think we had the podcast the week where Josh lost power during the FV broadcast. So Ron had to take over.
Oh no!
midway through, which he did a great job for, having to do that on the fly. So yeah, if doing it on purpose, I'm sure he'll do great.
Yep.
I think it was the Sonoma race.
Yeah.
All right, we're done.
All
See you
right,
later.
that's
Good night,
all
guys.
Who let Dan in here?
Dan might have something to say about that. All right, guys. Ran a little long with our highlights and everything, but it's the end of the season. Hey, it's what we got to do. This segment's for you, Dan. This is your time. Appreciate you coming once again. Like I said, spending your time with us, sharing what you got. But
I mean, otherwise I'd be in the chat, so I might as well be here.
and probably holding baby or so. So
nice.
Okay.
Oh,
I don't
must be
know
nice.
if you saw your title there, Dan. When you came into the room.
Well, there's only one number one here, Dan. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Okay.
Yeah, number 2 dad.
Technically,
well, my mom referred to me as son number 2 earlier today. So
Yeah.
We were talking about that while you were gone, Dan, and he goes, "Which one of you had the baby first?" I was like, "Well, Dan did." I was like, "Technically, you might be number 1, and I might be number 2." But if we're talking about racetrack stuff, then I'm definitely number 1, right? At least in sim racing. So
you're number 1 at run out of fuel.
Yeah, there it is. Waiting for it.
The number 1 trophy. All right, so Dan, you know what's coming. Where'd you get started? How did sim racing come into your tie-in with your real world racing?
Well, so I mean, literally, we grew up at the racetrack. My sister was at Blackhawk or June Sprints when she was 2 weeks old.
Oh,
I had to wait till I was 6 months because I was born in the winter. But as far as the computer sim racing, we had one of those. Brian talked about it. It's like one of those Indy 500 Legends or something like that. But I was too young for that. The one that I really remember that stuck out at me that's like, okay, yeah, this is fun. I want to do this was Gran Turismo 3 for the PlayStation 2.
Mm-hmm.
So that would have been about 02, 03. That like we had the steering wheels, and that's when it, it's like, okay, this is cool. I want to do this. We had carts at that time. So yeah, I've been doing a little bit of real racing, been around it my entire life, but that's when I finally got like the steering wheel that you could make it seem real. That to me was when it really stuck.
Yeah, I have a question about that actually. It's like coming from like a racing family. How long did you immediately go for the wheel, or was there a time where like you had the gamepad or like the actual controller for the PlayStation? Doing that, and then
we definitely still use the controller just because we didn't have the shut up, Brian. Just because we didn't have the steering wheel right away, or it was a pain in the ass to get out of the cabinet and all that. So I used the remote, but it's not a big deal.
Yeah, I'm just picturing like in a racing family, it's like why are you using a controller to drive a car instead of like a wheel and pedals and everything like that? So,
and my dad and I went in the Gran Turismo 3 days. We would break out the steering wheel on Friday nights, and we'd race each other. Like we'd have our little competition. We'd bring out the Styczynski Cup and race for that. So we got into it. But then, as far as iRacing specifically, my dad went to a V holiday party. This would have been Christmas 08 or 09 at Mike Verison's house. 6-time V national champion, the reigning Continental champion, I think. And he had iRacing. My dad's like, yeah, we need this. We need this. So he got that, next summer or whatever. And then I used his account for a while. But then I think it was Christmas of 2012 was when I got my own iRacing account. I got my own setup, which custom made.
Is that no way? Hang on. Did you take that out of a Suburban or something? Where did that seat come from?
We don't know. It might have come out of a junkyard for all we know. We're trying to remember.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's the best answer to that question.
That is the
no
clue. I guarantee you guys, we all talk about like our racing seats and how cool we look in our actual sim rigs. I guarantee you that is the most comfortable man when he's driving in that seat right there.
It's comfortable.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I had to, I went away to school, so didn't do iRacing for a while, then bought the house, and the plan was always this room was going to be my office, my I Love Me room, my man cave. 10 days into owning the house, I had water coming right down there, so I had to tear up all the carpet, so it took an extra few years to get this refinished and all that kind of stuff. Brian got me into Weekend Warriors. That was shortly after I started. I had this set up one weekend and just started doing the iRacing and never looked back. And then I was just doing officials and that kind of stuff. I remember racing against Grider before I knew him from Weekend Warriors. I specifically remembered his car and name. I don't know why, but I remembered racing him in an official. And then 2 weeks later, they were doing Weekend Warriors with him. So yeah.
Cool.
Awesome. Michelle wants to know where the cup holder is.
Oh, you know what? My dad's has a cup holder.
No,
his is even jankier than mine.
Is that another? Is that the other seat from the passenger side of the Acura?
No, my dad's is from Brian's Shelby Cobra.
Oh wow!
It has the electric movement on the seat, and it has a cup holder on this piece of wood that the steering wheel is on.
That is amazing. Oh, jeez. See, Brian didn't tell us about the rigs. That's awesome. That's awesome.
All three of them are handmade. Brian welded his together. My dad's was built out of wood. And yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, Dodge Daytona 8.
Okay.
Yeah. Not his Cobra.
That's great. 8-way adjustable seat in a racing rig. You guys are living the luxury right now.
You know it. I might not be fast, but I'm comfortable.
All right. So Weekend Warriors, and that was what year?
I want to say
wasn't that long ago, was it?
I think it was mid to late 23.
Yeah.
Because then I started doing the real life. I did my driver school last May. So I think I had been doing it with you guys for maybe 6 months by the time I was doing that.
Where'd you go to driver school?
Gingerman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Don't mind me. Trying to get the camera back.
So that was May of last year. Did the driver school in the vintage series. I won my rookie the driver school race. There were 3 other V's. I won my race. I made a last turn pass.
Oh, cool.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So that was Friday. Saturday, we did the practice session, my very first ever timed practice session. I was faster than my dad. He was
look out.
livid. He literally got in the car and drove away screaming at me.
Yeah, don't outdrive the owner.
But after that, he was faster than me every single session. But yeah, so that my first weekend, there were 18 Vs. I qualified 6. And here's the thing about the iRacing to real V, you can really get used to a bit of the car feel. The one thing you can't do, and this was always my hang up, is I had never driven a manual car before that weekend. And Formula V's, the transmission is pretty sticky.
Yeah.
So I've qualified 6th. I'm sitting on the grid, and I couldn't get into gear. I watched the entire pack go past me. Finally got it going. I'm flooring it on the pace lap to try to catch up. By the time I got, they're already taking the green, and I'm going through the last turn. But then I just had red mist and just went like bad out of hell. I ended up finishing 7th out of 18.
Nice.
Wow.
So it's
At least you kept it on the track.
I did. Yeah. As Brian says, I wasn't trying hard enough apparently, but
So I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that you did started racing I guess after starting iRacing. Right? Is that correct?
Yeah,
or?
it was like my brother said this. It was when he was watching my dad race the runoffs at Indy. Like, why am I up here, not down there? But to me, I guess it was when I saw Brian doing it. I was like, oh, I guess we can do this. I guess we can.
Right.
Real quick here, there's obviously when you think of sibling rivalries, I've got 2 much younger sisters. One's 21 and one's 16, right? Like, and we've had our tiffs, right? You and Brian, Dan, take it to a whole different level. So has it always been that way for you two? Anything you can do, I can do better. Like,
yes.
If you're doing this, I'm doing it too. You know, like, is that just how it's always been for you guys?
So with the racing, with him in the same league, obviously I want to finish as high as possible. And I want to be up at the front. But if I finish second to last and he's last, that's still a successful race. This is a very loving. This is like we have each other's back, but yeah, no. If it's a competition, screw him.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We did the Friday night party. It was Lime Rock, so 2 or 3 weeks ago, and we started second and third, and he takes me out in turn 1. So we both have to go to the pit. We started together out of the pit lane, and then we just drove the next 10 laps. Like, we drove each other hard, clean, respectful, and it was a blast. But it was still like I'm battling him. The entire last lap, I was on the outside of him through 1, together through the outside of 2. He got me going on the inside of the uphill. We're still side by side, touch wheels at the top of the hill. And then, like, a literal almost dead heat at the line. But he beat me, so that race didn't count.
That did count.
That wasn't for points. That was just for fun. It doesn't count.
Exactly.
I'm surprised you brought it up, honestly. But yeah, we're talking about obviously real life racing, sim racing, all that stuff. I think it would be a great time to get into some pictures about all of this as well, Dan. So, I'm glad that we don't. When we show this, that the cameras are cut, because Stevie's probably going to start getting emotional like he always does when he sees that one.
Yeah. You can't imagine what that feels like to see this stuff at the runoff or at the June sprints or the runoffs for that matter. I mean, because I grew up around SCCA. I grew up as an 8-10-year-old going to those paddocks and stuff, and to see our flag, it's amazing.
This is all Brian. This is all Brian doing it, but it's our way of kind of giving back to this community, because it's we love this community. This is special.
Yeah, Jim actually has a good point. Isn't that supposed to be inside the car, not outside?
Well, a couple of them got blown this weekend.
That was okay.
A couple?
Yeah.
We're wondering if there was something with and then this was runoffs last year.
Yep.
We're wondering if there was something with just the parts because it's happened before. Wayne, Michelle, Squirick, Miles Crab, Jake's Schilling, all were stopping by
Caleb,
at his
Caleb
Patry, yeah.
Caleb Patry, yeah. That's
Nice.
Jake's half brother.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
it was
Really?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Caleb
Okay.
Patry is Jake Schilling's half brother?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Jake, we hang out in Discord almost every day, and you never told me that.
He's never said that.
Yeah.
He's been on this podcast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But here we go. Here we go. No way.
Oh my god, I love that.
This would be Gran Turismo.
That is fantastic.
That's
and the cup. The cup is on the table too.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
There are so many layers to that picture, and they're all amazing.
Yeah, I don't really know where to start.
Screen.
Yeah.
The old split screen.
Yep.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
We got into it.
Oh yeah, that's
Do you guys remember how heavy? Look at how little that TV is, and it took 2 people to move those TVs around.
Yes. I just got rid of one maybe 3 years ago, and it was, yeah.
Yeah, unbelievable. That's awesome. Yeah, this is.
And that was top of the line.
Yeah, it's a Sony. I mean, you guys were living. That's awesome. Oh, there's the wheels.
Yeah.
Oh, that's even cooler.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Man.
That's side by side wheels. That's awesome.
Such an awkward seating arrangement, but hey.
So did whenever somebody was winning, did somebody throw out an elbow?
Brian used to, when I would start winning at the N64, he just turn it off.
That works too.
Yeah.
Oh man. There it is.
So, yeah, this is the setup. The blue steel. This was Scott, my dad's crew chief. This is one of 2 setup that he mimicked for me. My dad paid him hey, build him a setup. That's still the Logitech G29 from 15 years ago.
Wow. And it's still working.
Oh yeah. Well, the H pattern doesn't work great.
Upgraded pedals though. I see.
No. Scott, it's the same pedals. He just made them so that they came down instead of the.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And this was Brian's setup in the at the runoffs last year. He got second place in S2.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, this is awesome. Wow.
We were living life good at that runoffs. That was when Dom I can't remember his last name. Jim knows him, but he stopped by our while we were doing this that night. And he's like, "Hey, do you know Ray Esports?" I'm like, "His flag's up above us."
Yeah, that's probably what we're running in right now. Actually, believe it or not, that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah. So yeah, this is going back. I would have been 2. That's my dad's the Predator chassis.
Awesome.
And then that's his brother. Rich. So this was when I think the Styczynski Cup goes back to 86, but that's when it was between them that this started getting used.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Jeez.
Look at those cars too.
Speaking of racing family, that is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
And this would have been Road America. This would have been down the hill at Road America.
Wow.
Let's go.
Hey, is that legal? Does the SEC know you guys were doing that? You can't have people outside the car.
No
That's
outside
awesome,
assistance.
man. Wow.
Yeah, he put us to work shining the Styczynski Cup when he'd have it.
The Styczynski Cup, that's right. I forgot about the Styczynski Cup.
Polish it.
Wow.
The gloves.
Yeah, the old helmet with the flame protectant that went down or whatever.
On your neck. Yep.
Oh yeah.
So he was in the Chicago Auto Show a couple times.
Oh,
This was
wow.
us shining it up, getting there. The SCCA would have a whole section for people to put their cars on display. This is around when he upgraded to the Citation. This is the car that is now Brian's.
Okay.
Different color and everything, but this is Brian's car now. Actually, no, there's two Citations that I don't know which Citation this is.
Yeah.
What
The
is
one
it?
that's
Does that like it has like something that looks like a front wing, and it says peak performance on the side of it. I don't know why
that's the
but that
side
makes me
pod.
giggle a little bit.
The
Gotcha.
peak performance is his engine builder. Palermo used to live in like Pikes Peak, Colorado.
Gotcha.
So that's where that came from. This was Steve. You would know those slatted fences. He was talking about them at Road America.
Several racetracks, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Is
Is
that an actual powered go-kart there?
No, that's just wood.
Oh, okay.
But I don't think this hill
Looks
exists
like
at
a
Road America anymore.
Wagon.
So this is when Dad won the sprints in 2000. And it's because of the kink. You win by the kink or you lose by the kink.
Yeah.
He was 5th place coming out of 10, and the first place car lost it in the kink.
Oh no.
And then like 2, 3, 4 all checked up to avoid, and Dad just kept his foot in it.
Never lift.
Never lifted, and then this is back in the day. Well, actually,
boy.
I mean, even today they have spotty reception in Thunder Valley. But back then with the radios, you couldn't hear. So there's garbled, Dad, I'm in the lead. I'm in the lead. And I tried to tell people like, Dad's in the lead. My mom looked at me and was like, no, he's not. And then he comes around 13 and like, yeah, he's in the lead and nobody's near him.
You know,
was that still in the Bill Noble days?
It would have been near the Bill Noble would have still been running, but near the end of his
days.
domination. But yeah, there's a good video of Brian running to go get video of Dad with the checkered flag through turn 5. And when I say video of him running, I mean Brian was running and had the camera running.
Jason, you know, I think it was last season's runoffs we ran at Monza Oval, right? And it just turned into a big cluster. Someone wrecked and nobody lifted, and you're like, see? And someone lifted, you're like, see? This is what happens when you're a real life driver. You lift. He didn't lift.
Well, but then I want to say it was about
far enough back.
Yeah, it's true.
5-6 years ago, he had a part break and he ended up in the tire wall outside the kink. And I was like, you know what? You win by the kink, you lose by the kink.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was we got carts around 2000. I've done 10. We got 3 of them. Antonio, 6 years difference between Brian and I.
Oh, so you were fighting your whole life.
We shared a bedroom over the garage where Dad would start up the race car at like 10 p.m. to see if the engine would run. Yeah. But so we got 3 of these carts. And we never really did anything with them competitively. We'd just go out there to a track day, and then we'd race each other for a couple hours until all 3 of them were broken, and then go home. I just wanted to remind Brian that I was better than him at hockey.
Loving the shirts as well. Loving the shirts.
So this whole team got started because Brian was a Zamboni driver.
I love it.
When I was in high school, he went to watch a game and he filled out an application as a joke. Like, and all the information that he put on it was wrong, but he got the job anyway. And then when I got out of high school, we started doing like midnight skates. When I mean midnight, I mean we would show up at 10 o'clock and leave at 3 a.m.
Oh my
until for a while we had like, let's just start a team. So that was so fucking lazy.
I love it.
Love it.
Yeah. So this was when I did my driver school. Brian and I both will just sleep in the trailer. We only got one car out because it was a torrential like thunderstorm.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't sleep great that night because it sounded like a train was going through.
That's not a good thing.
You know what? It's not uncomfortable. It's not the worst thing in the world. Yeah, so the left is Scott. He's the one that Dad's crew chief for about 30 years now. He's the one that built me my iRacing setup. Yeah. And then Dad, and then Brian with the beard.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a beard, Brian, I must say.
He would go 6 months between his last race and his next one. He just wouldn't shave between racing.
Look at that.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know if you can really see, but even back to that hockey one, hockey is when Brian started painting his helmets. So the helmet that I'm wearing is Brian's. He did a nice job on that. The one on the left, Dad's, he's painted that. Yeah. He does a really good job with painting the helmets, but
oh no.
Yep. I was faster.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I might never get to say it again, so I had to get a screenshot of it.
Does Dad ever watch these?
I know he watched Brian's. I'll have to resend this to him.
Yeah, just make sure he watches at least this part. What you were what? You were what, Dan?
I was faster than him.
0.088.
Yep. So this is my second race weekend last year at Blackhawk, and we are a family of 3 there. My wife had just found out she was pregnant about 2 weeks before this race, but we hadn't told anybody at that time.
Yeah.
So we were the only 2 that knew it was Father's Day weekend. So that was our last Father's Day as not parents.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was that a Challenge Cup or something? You had the street tires on it, treaded tires?
Yeah, so the Vintage Series, it's just a very treaded, not very expensive tire. They're all about cost effectiveness.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's actually a good point. The color match number adjustment there.
Yeah, that was 21 until I took some white tape to it.
That's impressive.
And some purple tape.
I did not even notice that.
Oh man,
I saw that, but I didn't figure that it was a 1. I wasn't sure what he was doing to make it a different kind of 4 or something.
It's on the side. It's on the side as well.
Yeah,
this
is
good job.
Pretty consistent too. That's actually
not bad.
Impressive. Yeah. I mean, I didn't notice it until you pointed it out.
Yeah, so that's Blackhawk. So both Gingerman and Blackhawk, amazing V tracks. And I was going to last time iRacing asked for like a survey, like, hey, what tracks would you like? I think Blackhawk and Gingerman would both be good ones because a lot of people do their driver schools, at least in the Midwest. So Jake Schilling did his driver school at Blackhawk about a month ago.
Yep.
People come from Texas and Oklahoma to drive Blackhawk in the V's. It's that good of a driver track for V's.
Oh, I know that racetrack just by the tower.
This would have been the 2017 runoffs. Okay. They had Garage 21 for both the 2017 and 21 runoffs.
Wow.
So here's 3 of our 5 Formula V's.
God.
Ryan has the 2 green and blue ones. The one on the left, that is Dad's vintage Lynx B. That's the one that's been built up over the last few years. That's the one with all the fancy stuff, telemetry, everything.
Mm-hmm.
The one on the right is the one I have now. That's his hand-me-down Amish car. The one in the middle is the SECA Vortec that Brian is driving this year since he can't race with medical issues.
Right.
Hi, Dad. Love you.
Oh man. There's the
There it
cup.
is. Styczynski cup.
The Styczynski
Which I guess
cup.
by default goes to Brian this year.
Yeah. Brian's got it, huh?
Yeah, so this is part of the reason I'm not racing this
What
year.
the-
The roll bar had to be replaced after Dad's incident. I already had kind of questionable clearance, so
Yeah.
everything front of the dashboard and behind the engine well had to be pulled out so that Scott could cut off the existing roll bar and re-weld it.
Wow.
And there's another picture of the back of it. It's just
Oh
that's
man, that's a project.
yeah, and I don't want to start it because I know I'll do something wrong, and I'd rather my dad be there so that when he's like, hey, when he's at the track, like, why did you do it that way?
You hear that, Bill? You hear that? He's in
You're
chat
right
now.
Yeah, you're right the first time.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember
And that's
this.
the other reason I'm not racing this year.
Yeah.
Little Liam. So he would have been 3 days old. That was his first Weekend Warrior race.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And he's already picking up the steering wheel.
That's great. He is what, 3 months now, Dan?
4 months.
4, okay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yes.
That is so good. I love that.
That's awesome. Oh man.
Things to come. Foreshadowing there, huh?
Right.
Oh, so this weekend we're doing our annual pads drive for 155. It is a 3-hour. This year it's 3 hours. Last year was 4 hours. It's an endurance karting race to raise funds for DuPage Pads, which is the homeless. It's to support the homeless community in the Chicago suburbs. They have this is the 15th year they're doing it. They've raised over $1 million in the life of the event. And a few years ago, they bought a old Red Roof Inn hotel so that they could remodel it to provide good, safe housing. Because half the battle with homelessness isn't just surviving the night, but being able to get ready for work the next day and your kids to have somewhere to go. So I'll put the link in the chat if anybody is able to support. It's a great cause, even if it's just $5. That would be meals. They have volunteers that come in and cook for people, but they also just have like freezer or refrigerated meals for families to have. So it's a great cause and a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, please drop that link in the chat. We can put it in a comment as well, just to get the word out there.
Yeah, it's the give sign up link. D-Stiz Races for Money.
There you go.
We've won it. So this will be the 4th year I've raced. We've won our class 2 of those years.
Cool.
Let's go.
Yeah, that was the other year we won. But it's a great organization to support.
Dude, I saw this early. I think I was going through the pictures and I saw this. I was like, what is this? And this, I wish I could zoom in, but you can see that there's the tape that you use. I mean, the tape is still on the 4 as well, by the way, guys. So it's still a 24, but he's also taped over his dad's name.
And I just did the Sharpie Dan.
Oh, man.
So good.
Awesome.
And that's it for that. We've got one more thing, I believe, that Brian wanted to show us here. So we're going to get out of here. And we're going to go to here. Hopefully.
Pull that up.
So this is Formula V racing at its best. I was going to show some video and onboard of like my onboard, but this is better. Just go to about 30 seconds. Yeah, so this is the start of the 2021 V runoffs at Indy. You can wave to Brian on the left right here.
Oh, I see him.
Wave to your left.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
My dad.
Don't worry, you'll get to wave to him again. And that to his left is Mark Richardson, Brian's engine builder, and the guy Jake Schilling rents his car
Yeah,
from.
look at that. Holy crap.
Jeez.
But just the most respectful of.
Yeah. That was crazy. There was like 4 wide, 5 wide going into turn 1 there.
So is it like
okay.
Formula V and Sim when it's basically 3rd and 4th gear around here?
Yes, you never. Second gear is for paddock.
Got it.
And then this.
Oh, Dan! Oh, Dan!
And then this right at. Sorry, Donnie Isley.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
He and Tripp do a bunch of racing with.
Yep.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Fine. It's fine. It's fine.
No yellow. All good. God, I love this part of the track. I love this section of the track at Indy.
Yep.
Well, the one section they don't have anymore in iRacing.
Yeah, before the chicane.
Yeah, when it goes right and then the kind of cut back onto the track.
Yep.
This is onboard Dad, Michelle. This is onboard
Dan?
Papa Styczynski.
This is Papa Styczynski.
Bill.
Yeah. This is onboard Bill.
Bill, yeah. Man.
Just a little bit. Yeah, there's.
Look at that drive. The third car in line.
Yep.
Oh,
man. Bill, how many positions did Bill make up in that lap?
I think he said 11.
Oh my goodness. Uh-oh.
Donnie's
over under. Over under. Let's go.
That's Donnie.
Oh.
That's Donnie there.
Donnie Isley, yeah.
Wow.
Wait, were they 4? Going into 1 then?
No, there were 3. I think Donnie backed off halfway down the straight and got behind him.
Gotcha. Yeah, this is the section they don't run anymore.
Right here. Yep.
Yeah. Which Brian said, like, why didn't they at least scan it before paving over it? Yeah, just a little bit, and there's going to be, you'll see Brian again in a second.
Oh, does Brian show up again?
Yeah, he does. Dad, look away! Dad, look away!
Those tires, those fronts were not happy to the right and the understeer.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh! Oh,
Wait
there's
for
Brian! Bye, Brian!
Oh boy.
Oh man.
Yeah, so
that worked. Yeah.
Yep. That's racing, though.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Wow.
But Brian had a great race. He went from, like, he finished 16th that year at Indy. And won the Challenge Cup.
Jeez.
You could tell he was pushing it. The entry onto the I call it the back straight there. You could tell he was
Holman straight.
He was really pushing. Yeah. He was pushing it there. You could tell in the entry of that. He was cranking the wheel hard there. But yeah, that was incredible.
24th to 36th to 14th, Brian said.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, he had a really good race that year. But it's a Formula V is the best. So never look past it.
No, they've got one of the best communities in SCCA. Very family oriented. And then again here with us and the Weekend Warriors, you guys have just really proud and happy to have all you guys I can't say it. I'm kind of cold. Styczynski, all you guys join this as well. Need to get Bill out there with us sometime too.
He will be, I think, come winter. They're finishing up building a new house, and then he has an iRacing room already planned out. He laid the
awesome.
he hardlined the Ethernet cable down there and everything.
Yeah.
So he has the 3 screens set up and a Moza steering wheel that hasn't even been opened. The steering wheel has
with the Daytona racing seat.
Yeah.
8-way adjustable racing seat, by the way. That works. I don't know if you guys saw it in the chat or not, but he's got a battery hooked up to it so he can adjust the seat on his rig. Unbelievable.
Also, I don't know if you saw it, Jan, but Bill said that you're just lazy about building the car.
I mean, he's not wrong, but I do also have a baby.
I would love to go to the runoffs. I had originally planned to this year, but getting things paid off and ready so I can retire next summer, probably not going to happen. But next year runoffs, I'm hoping to take myself and my boys up there to that one. So
it's always a great time.
Yep.
Be there by Wednesday. That's the fun night.
Yeah. I was at VIR for that one on Wednesday, and I think we went up to Indy for 21 on about Wednesday, and Alliance Autosport hosted us a esports party.
Kate said, "Babies are no excuse not to race."
Yeah, that's my sister.
I love it.
And so I will say our whole family's been into it. She was a safety worker back in the day. She actually had to pull my dad out of a sand trap. One time at, I don't know if it was Route 66 Raceway or Gingerman. She was working the corner. He went off, got stuck in the sand, and she had to go and pull him out.
I can only imagine how that conversation went. This will never be talked about, Kate.
Until Dan is on a podcast.
Exactly.
Gingerman, yeah. So there's a challenge. We need to get Kate in so she can beat you two brothers. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, Kate, no excuse not to race.
Yeah, we've got some good lady drivers, so we can get her some help.
Yep.
Michelle?
There you go.
Yeah. All right. We've run long again, but it's definitely worth it. Once again, Dan, thanks so much for taking time and joining us tonight.
My pleasure.
It's been a lot of fun and great to see that history of you and your family. Really appreciate it. So a last shout out, you guys come join us next Sunday for the V runoffs.
Yep.
June Sprints, Road America. That's going to be a ton of fun. Anything else, guys? Last minute?
Just wanted to say I love the Styczynskis.
Yeah, you can't say it either. Nobody can.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna nail it. I was like, I've got this. I know how to say it. But yeah, no. Y'all are a fantastic family. Loved having Brian on the podcast, and loved having Dan as well. So y'all are great.
We love all you guys at Slow Motion and all the admins and everything. Yeah.
Oh, Tam, we're going to have to end it. Tam said, great show. Where do you race the saucer? You parked out back.
No. All right, Dan, you want to give any shout outs? We'll give you the last word.
Big thank you to everybody that runs the league. Stevie, Adam at SMB, Ron, Josh, JG2, Jim, Michelle. This is a great community, and I love everybody here.
Well, we're glad to have you.
Oh, and then hi to my wife, son, brother, mom, dad, sister at home.
Don't forget the family. So, all right, guys. With that, we will wrap up episode 39. We'll see you Sunday at the runoffs and next Tuesday night for another round of the Racing Line. So take care. See you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
See y'all.
He is the warrior's chief. Adam's got the takes that'll roast like it's beef. Coach extraordinaire, yeah, Jason's on the mic. seat. Fours wide open, who's rolling in tonight? It's the Raycing Line, Tuesday's prime for sim top pace and weekend warriors time. Strap in tight, now hear that whine. Engines up, it's time for the Raycing Line. It's the Raycing Line, Tuesday's prime for sim talk pace and weekend warriors time. Strap in tight, now hear that whine. Engines up, it's time for the Raycing Line. It's the Raycing Line, Tuesdays prime for sim talk pace and weekend warriors time. Strap in tight now.
Appreciate your time, Frank. This gentleman has done wonders for sim racing, the real world racers that come into sim racing or go back and forth. Frank's responsible to get some guys out on track. So without further ado, Mr. Frank Swartz, Grass Paddock Motorsports, tell us what you do.
What do we call this thing? The Racing Line. I'm all out of sync. We got more people to deal with this week than what I'm used to. So thanks to my co-host Jason for joining us. Adam's back this week. And as you can see, we got a fourth sitting here. Megan Oversheet is already joining us to help us do some reviews and stuff. So thank you, Megan.
Let's go, Megan.
And help
Let's
us.
get-
Good
let's get
evening, Greg.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Hey, hey, we're just getting ready to review the spec racers, and since we had an announcer in the waiting room, we thought we'd go ahead and bring you in.
Ah, well, thank you very much.
There he is.
Hey, we got him.
Hey, Jason, we got you this time.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for having me.
We won't talk about
Yeah.
the other.
Our special guest for the evening, Mr. Dave Ogburn, and for Dave to introduce you to these two knuckleheads, you got.
Great to see you, Thor. Welcome to the fourth chair and the podcast this week.
No, thank you so much for having me. It feels surreal, like finally being able to talk to you guys. You know, I've been in this league for like what 2-3 years, and yeah, finally face to face.
Yes, our first guest.
Jeff.
You're on the spot now, Jeff.
Oh,
So, welcome, Mr. Jeff Jacobson. Again, great to have you here. Thanks for taking some time out to join us. We get to some fun part. That's why you're here, Jerry. This is our guest segment after the reviews. So, thanks for sitting through with us. And
That was fun.
and
Thanks.
yeah, it's some good racing. So, well, first of all, we gotta say thank you to Trenton for taking time to come join us. He's one of the hardest working guys I know, and you can look there in the shop behind him and get an idea of what he does. So, as everybody sees, we've got Darren Ganji, and if you didn't know already, he is Mr. Sim Motion, where you can get all your sim rigs and equipment and everything. He's also the sponsor of that league we were just talking about.
Okay, go ahead.
Mr. Sean Ambrose, we go back forever, back to the very early beginning days of the Weekend Warriors when it was broadcasted on another broadcast, GSRC, I don't mind saying it. Very good to us. And Sean was one of the producers, announcers, always great to talk with.
So, Mr. Edgar Sancinelli, Weekend Warrior, Frito Sport Racing. I don't know what all you do, but great to have you join us tonight, Edgar.
Yes.
I'm not saying shit. Oh, see, I literally. Whatever,
Yep,
I give up.
there you go.
I know you've had a mute for me.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, when you
Yeah.
it's for the V's when Adam and you were there. I mean, it's
Yeah, it's
jeez.
Oh, yeah.